we have built the wrong things.
We need a different kind of U.S. military and a different approach to military power.
Anduril Industries announcing a new partnership with Meta to build and design a range of extended reality products for the U.S. military.
We are designed completely differently as a company. We are designed like a high-tech company.
Anduril, I think, is a healthy revolution for the defense industry.
But I think that we could get to a future where defense companies are spending more on developing their own products than the government is. I think that's a positive world.
He was Silicon Valley's boy wonder, a teenage prodigy who built a billion-dollar company in his garage. The press crowned him a genius. Facebook made him rich, but then he made a donation. And just like that, they erased him. No headlines, no goodbye, just silence.
I was fired. We can all be honest about it.
As CEO, have you ever made hiring or firing decisions based on political positions or what candidates they supported?
No.
Why was Palmer Luckey fired?
That is a specific personnel matter that seems like it would be inappropriate to
You just made a specific representation that you didn't make decisions based on political views.
Well,
is that accurate?
I can commit that it was not because of a political view.
Most people would have disappeared, not Palmer Luckey. He didn't start another app. He didn't beg to be let back in. He went rogue and started building weapons. Not metaphorically, literally. Artificial intelligence-powered drones, autonomous surveillance towers, war machines that think for themselves. While big tech argued over content moderation, Palmer built a war company from scratch. At first, it looked like innovation, but behind the code, something darker was taking shape. Something that didn't need permission or people. And now, the US military is buying billions of dollars of his tech, because this isn't about politics anymore. This is about power. He's not playing the game. He's rewriting the rules. And what he's building is changing warfare forever. This isn't just disruption. This is militarized rebellion.
My name is Palmer Luckey, and I'm the founder of Anduril. I want to build a big company. I want to build a company that's worth billions of dollars. I want to become one of the major defense contractors that's building technology for the United States government. And I'm proud to say that. I'm happy to say that, and I hope we get there.
Before he was a weapons dealer, he was just a homeschooled teenager, obsessed with virtual reality. At 19, he built a VR headset in his parents' garage. By 21, that headset became Oculus. And by 22, Mark Zuckerberg bought it for $2 billion. Overnight, Palmer Luckey became a tech icon.
My name is Palmer Luckey, and I'm a virtual reality enthusiast and the designer of the Rift.
Wired called him a visionary. Forbes called him the future of gaming. But behind the scenes, he didn't fit in. Not in the boardroom, not in the culture. He wore Hawaiian shirts to pitch meetings, and didn't hide the fact that he leaned conservative in a sea of Silicon Valley progressives. Then it happened. In 2016, a single political donation, $10,000 to a pro-Trump meme group, and the media firestorm came crashing down. Gizmodo, the Daily Beast, The Verge, they branded him an alt-right sympathizer. And just like that, Facebook scrubbed his name from the company. No farewell post, no thank you, just gone. One investor warned him, "You're playing with fire." Another said, "They'll never forgive you." But Palmer didn't flinch. Some say he never wanted to build weapons. He just wanted to prove Silicon Valley wrong, and war just happened to be the loudest way to do it. Cancelled, humiliated, but not defeated, because what he built next was far more dangerous. After Facebook, most people expected Palmer Luckey to disappear, to fade into the tech graveyard of cancelled founders and forgotten apps. But Palmer wasn't done building. This time, he didn't want to change how we play. He wanted to change how we fight. In 2017, he launched Anduril Industries, a defense tech startup named after a sword from the Lord of the Rings. He didn't partner with gamers. He partnered with spies, ex-Palantir engineers, CIA veterans, billionaire backers from Thiel's inner circle. And their mission was clear: rebuild the military-industrial complex from scratch, smarter, faster, unapologetically capitalist. Anduril wasn't interested in playing by the Pentagon's rules. They didn't wait for contracts. They built first, then sold. They acted like a startup, not a defense contractor. No bureaucracy, no lobbying, just results. In their first major pitch, they beat out Raytheon. Raytheon, a 100-year-old weapons manufacturer, lost to a guy in flip-flops. And the military took notice. Suddenly, Luckey wasn't just a rogue tech bro, he was a threat to the establishment. Because while Lockheed built F-35s with 20-year timelines, Anduril was deploying AI drones in under 12 months. This wasn't a defense contractor, this was a Silicon Valley war machine. And it was just getting started. This isn't some defense firm in a marble lobby. Anduril looks like a tech startup, because it is. But instead of building the next social app, they're building the next generation of kill tech. Behind closed doors, in facilities scattered across the US and abroad, they're engineering a battlefield where humans are optional. It starts with Lattice, an AI operating system designed to detect threats, make decisions, and coordinate autonomous weapons. Not just drones, not just sensors, a full-spectrum war platform that thinks. On the surface, it sounds like innovation. Underneath, it's the slow erasure of human oversight. Because Lattice doesn't wait for a commander. It calculates, it executes, it moves faster than thought, by design. And then there's Ghost, a silent, intelligent combat drone that flies itself, tracks its own targets, and adjusts mid-mission. No pilot, no hesitation, just a machine programmed to win. This is how war works now. It's not soldiers in trenches, it's algorithms in the sky. Anduril doesn't need Congress. They don't lobby, they deploy. They show up to military bases with ready-made weapons, then challenge the Pentagon to keep up. It's not just disruption, it's a hostile takeover of the defense industry. And the legacy contractors, Raytheon, Lockheed, Northrop, they didn't see it coming. Anduril beat them to the punch. Faster timelines, smarter tech, no excuses. Every war contract they win, another pillar of the old war machine crumbles. And while the public is watching TikToks, while politicians are grandstanding on cable news, Palmer Luckey is rewriting the rules of warfare. Quietly, privately, relentlessly. This isn't a startup anymore, it's a fully operational shadow military. And no one, not the public, not the press, not even the government, knows where the limits are. Because Anduril doesn't build for oversight, they build for dominance. And if you're not afraid yet, you should be. Here's what no one wants to admit. Anduril isn't just building weapons. They're building something far more powerful. A system where war no longer needs people. Because their technology doesn't just find targets. It decides what happens next. Their Lattice AI system can scan borders, detect motion, classify objects, and relay targeting data to a drone. All without a human touching a button. The Ghost drones, they don't need a pilot. They don't ask permission. They just act. Palmer Luckey calls it efficiency. The military calls it the future. But ethicists call it what it really is. Autonomous kill chains. Think about that for a second. A machine identifies a threat, processes it, and then eliminates it. No empathy, no moral hesitation, just pure logic, wrapped in lines of code. And if that machine gets it wrong, if it locks onto the wrong heat signature, if it misidentifies a child as a combatant, there's no one to blame, no trial, no headline, just silence. Anduril isn't waiting for regulation. They're moving too fast for it. The US government hasn't even figured out how to regulate social media, and now it's outsourcing life and death decisions to private AI companies. This is war, Luckey says, and speed is more important than perfection. But speed without accountability is a ticking time bomb. And in Anduril's world, oversight isn't a priority, it's a liability. Because here's the truth, this isn't the military of the future, it's the privatized automation of violence, built not for peace, but for profit. And the most terrifying part, it's already deployed. The Pentagon may have the soldiers, but Palmer has the code. The world is changing, and so is war. In the past, war was decided by governments, by generals, committees, and public budgets. But today, war is being shaped by venture capitalists, tech founders, and startup pitch decks. Palmer Luckey isn't just building weapons. He's building a new class of military elite, a Silicon Valley arms race. Elon has the rockets, Palmer has the drones, and they're not answering to Washington. They're answering to investors. Anduril is now worth over $8 billion. It's raised money from Peter Thiel, Andreessen Horowitz, and Founders Fund. It's expanding into Australia, the UK, and beyond, weaponizing the West, one contract at a time. But this isn't just business, it's personal. Palmer Luckey flies his own Black Hawk helicopter, owns the fastest boat ever built for Navy SEALs, and stores the world's largest video game collection in a decommissioned missile base. He's not your typical CEO. He's a man who's turned warfare into his passion project. And now the Pentagon is listening. He doesn't want to build the next Lockheed Martin, he wants to replace it. If the government won't innovate fast enough, he says, then we'll do it for them. But here's what keeps me up at night. China is doing the same thing. Only it's not driven by investors, it's mandated by the state. They've got more AI engineers, more PhDs. They're publishing more AI papers, open sourcing more models on Hugging Face, and improving surveillance tech that would make Orwell blush. They've already mastered low-cost mass manufacturing, drones, semiconductors, smart weapons, vehicles, ships, and you can bet that same AI is powering their military logistics, their command and control, and yes, their AI-guided weaponry. We try to play defense, banning chips, blocking exports, leaning on Taiwan and the Netherlands, but it's not working. DeepSeek, anyone? The truth is, there's one Anduril here. There are probably 3 in China. Only we don't see their product launches. We don't get the press tours, but they're building, and they're hungry. Meanwhile, we've grown complacent, addicted to politics, slowed by red tape. They're innovating at the speed of war. We're arguing over who gets the next budget increase. We need to do better, because if this is the next Cold War, it won't be one with missiles. It'll be one with algorithms, automation, and ambition. Palmer Luckey may be controversial, but he's doing something few others are willing to do. Fight the future before the future fights us. And that's what makes him dangerous. Not because he's wrong, but because he might be right. This isn't just innovation. This is militarized capitalism, and the next global war might already be in beta. He built the code, we built the silence. So now the question isn't, can we stop it? It's, did we ever want to,